Where's LA at? LA, calling LA, paging LA. Where you at, Laker fans? Where you at? I need to hear from you. Don't hide from me now. Don't hide from me. We a weekend. It's '03. Let's get the brooms out. Time to get the brooms out. Nah, 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 nah. Hey, hey, hey. It's almost over. Where you at, Laker fans? Come on now. Come on now. I had to hear about all this talk. What's going to happen to the shows now once the Lakers show is almost done? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Hopefully Saturday night will put us all out of our misery. Hopefully they'll just, you know, they'll show up. They'll do what they do. I tell you, it's the most hilarious thing I've seen. I'm gonna tell you why it's so hilarious because of all the teams that were down 0-2, they look the worst of all three. It's funny. I watched um, Philadelphia storm back. Orlando storm back. Miami wasn't going for that. But those Lakers, ooh-wee. You know, and the thing about it is this, is what I've been saying all along. If you really are an all-around player, if you really got an all-around game, this is a series. But it's really not. And see, sometimes when you're so set in your ways, LeBron, this is what happens. I could sit here and just gloat. It's easy to gloat. There's a lot to say about it. I told people before the series has started, I said LeBron, Steph Curry, Durant, Kawhi Leonard, you had great careers, great runs, and we'll debate where you rank all time amongst ourselves. But this was going to be it. There was not going to be no last gathering of the band. There's a new crop coming along. There's a new generation around. Steph Curry, when he got his Jerry West Token Award, said that his quote was, I don't know if I got any more Olympic runs in me. He's 36. So 4 years, he'd be 40. I don't think he'll be coming to the summer games in 2028. I just don't. So there's the end of an era. End of an era is coming near. And I'm sensing it. So it speaks volumes. Come on now, Laker fans. I need to see you. Don't be shy. Don't be scared now. Y'all was giving me all kinds of throwing it all in me. I'm going to give people about 10 minutes or so. I'll see if they come through. It's funny how, what's up? What's up? Yeah, let's have a Laker party. We here for the Laker party. Let's party. Why is it every time we getting together again, it's about time to get the broom out? Try to tell people how the story is going to go, but people just don't want to hear it, though. Try to tell you. It just wasn't in the cards. Last time the Lakers had a matchup with a team like this, it wasn't his fault. That ain't why you lost. That ain't why you lost. Now, don't get it twisted. I did do my video and I said someone didn't tell him that Easter happened like a month ago almost, but that's not why you lost. You lost because Denver can punch you back. They got more to work with and they match you, but also because you quit on your coach. You hate your coach. AD and your boy then fell out. Him and Ham got exchanged in words. And LeBron is just going through the motions. And LeBron don't know if he want to stay or not. Don't be surprised if LeBron tries to team up with the Nuggets next year. Deep down, I might do a video about that. Would LeBron go to Denver? If he can't beat him, he might consider joining him. I'm just saying, he's on the West Coast. He got up there in the altitude. He should. He should. If he got any heart in his chest. I mean, he's doubling. He played more season than most people give him credit for. And you're not going to get but so many more years out of him. And let's keep it 100. He about ready to be fit to be had. And if he can't play like that any better. But they need to retool. I told you, they got to get a legit shooting guard. They got to get a legit. Um, they got a lot of things they got to get. They need a new bench. They need about 3 or 4 deep, and they got to get a legit score on the perimeter and stop using role players like you got a championship team when you don't. You know, all this about LeBron and AD be 2 of the 15 best players. Well, that might be in the 13 to 15 slot or 10 to 13 or 10 to 15 slot, depending where you want to rank them. But they're not in the top 5. They're not top 6. They're not top 7 because they're not. You're not going to be a 500 playing team year in and year out if you're top tier. That's not what top tier players do. And so AD, he got a big decision to make. No, it's because they old. LeBron's old, and they don't have anybody there that can make shots, and they don't trust nobody. Let me say this again: LeBron is old. I did the Shaquille O'Neal about Jordan 39 ain't 29. LeBron can't finish no more. AD is not trusted near the end of the game. And who else you got? D'Lo give you Easter egg. Reeves stat pads. He's playing out his mind. He's not that dude. He's not a 20-point a night scorer. Rube's not that dude. And you stuck with Dimwitty and come on now. Come on now. Even if Vanderbilt was there, you don't have that. You don't have that. Meanwhile, on the other side, Aaron Gordon's balls out. Murray, they all scored 20. How you gonna compete with that? You can't. They got size, they got force, they can go mid tempo, they can go fast, they just got you beat. That's the worst matchup that you could have asked for. Should have tanked and tried to play OKC. Or just don't make the playoffs at all and sit with Steph. But the worst mistake you made, because you've been lollygagging and you thought the rest of somebody's gonna bail you out. They can't bail you out when a bully can sit there and take your lunch money quicker than you can grab it. They're just not that good. And that's the problem. You know. And there's a reason why post bubble chip, they've been just an ordinary team. Because you get past the bubble, they got knocked out in the first round of Phoenix. And then they've been playing tournament the last 2 years. And they look flat. And before you come at me about their success last year, really now, Memphis lost. And I don't even know. Memphis could have probably won that series. I don't know Memphis if if what's his butt is playing for them. He got hurt. Uh, can't think of right now. But he got hurt. I don't know how that series might have gone. May have been a different series if can't think his name when he played. That it's just too many things got to go their way because they're not that good. Quiet as it's kept, they probably should have lost the first round last year. So, but I knew that when Denver got the lead in the game last night, it was a wrap. And LeBron's at a stage now they can't catch nothing. They're not good enough to mess with that team. They don't have the hind parts, as we used to say back in the hood. They ain't got the behind parts to mess with Denver. They too light in the cakes, and they don't have the mentality. And Malone is like Popovich. It's just too much. And AD talking about I want all that smoke. I don't know. You could your eyes ain't recovered. But I would tell you this: if AD played with Jokic, he'd be scary. Because you saw what happened with Aaron Gordon. AD would be scary. AD need to play with somebody who's more dominant. Okay, I got you back now. I'm sorry. The thing froze on me. Rude. Jeannie Buss, she's a flirt. I mean, I don't really have anything against her. I mean, they've been successful since she took over, if what you want to call it that. She's been able to generate some money. She ain't generating a lot of. LeBron wants to take over. LeBron still think it's 2020. Somebody got to tell him it's 4 years later. He ain't stuck in leap year. Someone got to tell him it's 4 years later. Someone's got to tell him that it is 4 years later. I really don't have anything to say about Jenny Buss. Um, to me, owner, she's all right. You know, cute blonde chick. I mean, she didn't made the team credible compared to what the brothers did, but that ain't saying much. I mean, they merchable, but they're just not a competitive team. The product is not competitive. That's the problem. And of course, LeBron freezes out AD again because he's trying to stat pad. He was only at 14 points, so he had to put his numbers up. But it doesn't matter because they still lost by 7, and they were going to lose by 10, except for a couple token gestures in the game. He can score all the points he wants. It is not you when you losing to a better, superior team. It has no bearing. You are what you are. Now, I didn't say anything about Rue's just okay. They just don't have the depth. That's all I've been saying all along. When you're playing against a better team, you got to have everything. I don't blame him. They should be. Keyshawn need to be fired because he sucks doing basketball commentary. Just save his butt for football. He sucks doing basketball. It's embarrassing. And Lil Wayne too. All that snorting he be doing. And the thing about it is they're slurping because he's scoring 25, 26 points with 8 and 8. Is it winning games? Does it make a difference? I mean, if you're not winning, it doesn't make a difference. And he doesn't deserve anything. Your team is down 0-3 to the same team they didn't own you. You come up here talking about you want that smoke, you didn't like the celebration, you don't like this, and you still find ways to lose to them. You done lost to them 3 different ways this one. Murray hits the game-winning shot. Joker's dominates you the first game, and Aaron Gordon dominates you this game. You ain't figured, and Michael Porter still hasn't really had that game yet. That's coming. So what can you get excited about? Jokic is averaging a triple-double against you. They can walk you down when they feel like it. They can match you when they want to. So what part are we not getting? I'll have to watch it. I'll watch it on the channel. I mean, I figured he would because he would be sensible. It's embarrassing to see grown men up there talking about, he's so great, all that. He ain't going to win. He's 0-3. He got swept by the same team a year ago. Because he knows that he doesn't have the talent around him. He's already thrown in the towel. He threw in the towel early on. He knows that psychologically they ain't fit to beat this team. He knows. I already knew going in. I tried to tell you and your Laker brass boys that it's not that you lead. It's just that there's not championship quality. There's a difference. You have to show a certain fight. And they just don't have the team. Now, I will tell you a true story. If he had a legit team and he was actually effective, they could be up 2-1. But they're not. When you're in your highest of highs, you cover those bases. You win those games you might not supposed to. You make those shots you're not supposed to. You make those defensive plays you're not supposed to. Can't teach you it when someone's got your number. Life is more than basketball because he's at a stage where he's played the game for 20 plus years. I think there's a few things coming into view with that statement. His son ain't gonna come to the NBA anytime soon. He's not getting any younger. And it takes money to cover his limitations more so than ever. They can't just get Rodney Rogers and find these people and cover you. It's not that case. You know. Because Skip ain't gonna say nothing stupid. Because the last time he said something stupid to a black man that was on this show, he left, and he doesn't want to embarrass himself. Paul Pierce clowned you because he not only did he play the sport, but he knows LA Laker culture. And Keyshawn is a fanboy who slurps and cheerleads, who just says anything to try to appeal, but he ain't being real. I don't have any respect. Listen, we all got teams we root for, but at least keep it 100. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Boston was gonna spank Miami because no Jimmy Butler, no Scary Terry, and they making them threes. And we won a game. Yeah, we win another game, I think we can win the series. But I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna pretend. I can pick at my own team. Sometimes you gotta not be so biased. You gotta take your side out of it. And that's the problem with Key and a lot of them Laker fans, that they so biased that they can't see their shortcomings, even though they really can. They know they're not a championship team. They're not a title contending team. Yeah. And you got a better chance of telling me the Green Bay is a Super Bowl contender than the Lakers are an NBA title team. I'll give you that. I tell you that all the time. I got more faith in Jordan Love because he did get to the second round, and it was a winnable game against Frisco. I ain't seen nothing about the Lakers against Denver for 4 quarters to finish out games that I said, okay, that looks like a title team. I just don't see it. I wasn't always sold on Matt LaFleur, but Matt LaFleur looks like a better coach at what he's doing than Darren Ham looks with the Lakers. I'm just going to keep it 100. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. I've been looking forward to getting into that anyway. I watched their reaction to Michael Penix that video. I had to do that because the elder did one about him. And I'm like, why y'all acting like he's some bum, like he's some scrub that don't belong? And I thought of why Atlanta did. I thought about Michael Vick, left-handed black quarterback. And I thought, plus, listen, let's keep it 100. It's a copycat league. They're watching what Mahomes did behind Alex Smith. Should you be stupid not to? Tell you all the time, you got one man whose camps out in late January. That's his whole career. Wouldn't Dak Prescott love to be in Patrick Mahomes' shoes? Camp out in late January and used to stay in there in February. Not getting token awards on NFL stages in February the night before the Super Bowl. I'm talking about when you're playing on Sunday. When just saying. And I think I said about the draft. I don't know. They're just like them turkeys don't know. They just heads on sticks, hoping that they say something that's smart and witty. Nobody know. Too many things got to happen. Guys got to get drafted. The system they get, the coaches they get. It's just so much has to happen. It's not like it was. That was a terrible trade. Won't you tell the truth? That was a terrible trade. That wasn't a trade. That was terrible. You need a receiver, and Kansas City is a smart team. I think that with Belichick, with everything they used to do in New England, Kansas City's doing now. Because Kansas City be making the right move. Well, they're the blueprint. They're the blueprint. And then the Bills turn around and traded another pick to Carolina. And then they got a receiver. I'm like, come on now. What are y'all doing? Unless y'all can find something in the bushes, which there is always a possibility. I mean, you don't, but I wouldn't give Kansas City nothing. Yes, they do. And wonder why they keep coming up short. Whatever Kansas City's doing, you want to study that. That's what you do. I want to know how a team like that goes to 4 Super Bowls, wins 3 of them, and 6 straight AFC Championship games. I want to learn that. Because if I'm getting knocked out here and there and I'm not doing any better, I'm not doing it right. That's why smart people stay smart and dumb people stay dumb. So, you know, not saying they can't have a good season, but anyway, I can't tell about that now. I just looked at that mess. You brought it up. I don't play draft. It's the biggest hoopla hype there is. They get people all souped and hyped because everybody think my team's a winner. You see that dude that's a New York Jet fan with that fireman's hat on his head? He come in every year, and all them cats come out there. And the Philadelphia Eagles never like the picks they get, and they boo and they make faces. It's always the same old crap. Indianapolis always gets a distinctive player. That's what I know. I mean, like they need any more firepower. But I mean, I'm just gonna tell you like I know it. That team is stacked. I don't know if I should do a video about that. It ain't football season. I'll wait. I'll say that one. See, I could easily probably get a couple hundred views on that, but I'll just wait till football season on that one. You notice that there's certain videos I don't do. Just like Zach Wilson. I appreciate, but I don't touch. I don't want to touch Daniel Jones. That's too easy. That's a pinata that's too easy. But that's gonna get Drabel fired though, messing with that bum. And he's headed towards Scrubville too, Daniel Jones. Cause he had some moments where he looked like he was just could turn it on like he feeling like it, but I don't know. His mental capacity got me worried. I told you when the Eagles played them when the Eagles went to the Super Bowl that year and they played him and they saw they were gonna get him the next week, they was rubbing their toes together like, yeah, Daniel Jones. They knew they were gonna beat him. You know. So I guess they figure he young. He ain't the worst Jones with the last name Jones. He's better than that guy by 2 tiers, but that ain't saying much though. That ain't saying much. Yeah, I like the what Denver did with Bo, the boy out of Oregon, the quarterback too. I mean, I don't know. We have to wait and see. I can't really say because I don't know how these guys are going to turn out. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball to know how it's going to be because so much has to happen. Guys have to, you know. I can only assume, this again. You just don't know. I do got a good feeling about Michael Penix though with Atlanta. I like that move a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that does affect a lot. It did, which is not a bad thing. And there might be a steal in there somewhere. I don't know. There's somebody's gonna catch something. A Marvin Harrison Jr. going to Arizona. That's gonna be an interesting move. I was curious about him. There's a few. There's a few. Well, if COVID kept some of those quarterbacks back, that's not the worst thing, especially them getting paid. You should. They always do. They always do. They always do. Like I said, we get to the season, we'll talk more about it. I think he's gonna be fine. I know you're gonna be fine. Because you always, again, you and Detroit are two most intriguing teams coming into next year. Y'all could end up playing in the NFC Championship game. So it should have gone this year. So we'll see. I don't know why. Shoot, Kirk Cousins is a G. Not because of his playing, but because he hustles money. One of the few cats I ever seen who can manipulate like a first tier, who's really a second tier, and he sometimes plays like a third tier, but he gets top dollar. I ain't hating on Kirk Cousins. Now he ain't memorable for the right reasons, but he's memorable for his pockets. I ain't hating. I don't know why he roasting. There's nothing to roast there. Kirk Cousins gonna get paid regardless whether you like it or not. He got maximum money in Washington. He got maximum money in Minnesota. He getting maximum money in Atlanta. And what does his resume tell you? And he's a quarterback like Daniel Jones. When teams saw they get to play him, they rub their toes together. But he gets paid. So you tell me, roasting. He got hurt last year. How'd that turn out? They went and traded old boy from Arizona because he got hurt in Minnesota. And he wasn't looking that good when he played last year. What's he getting mad about? He ain't that good of a quarterback. He's a bum. Because sometimes when he's on, he's on. They not because they got a black left-handed quarterback and they're having Michael Vick flashbacks. And they can't trust Cousins because Cousins is a little older in the tooth. And he's got hurt. So you better step your game up, Kurt. And you got a plan for the future. And let me tell you this, Kirk Cousins. I did my video about black quarterbacks. The NFL, rather, they don't really like to give, but they have to acknowledge it. Them linemen will gladly knock you and stomp you into a mud hole, Kirk Cousins. But Michael Penix comes along and can do his thing. Yeah, I know that. That's why I did the video. Like, I wanted to know why Penix was such a polarizing. He did lead his team to the title game in college football. Stop acting like he was some scrub that got in, played backup doing mop-up duty, and got hooked up. Come on now. Penix was Heisman Trophy candidate in the argument last year. Come on now. Stop acting like he's some scrub. Shh. Crack me up with that. You know. Kirk Cousins just mad because he's been hustling so long. I like him. I got no problem with it. I saw Belichick and all them bopping the head last night. I think it's a good move. Kirk Cousins ain't gonna play forever. And you get these black mobile quarterbacks that's telling them white boys that, hey, y'all better step y'all game up. That's what that means, because Kirk Cousins been playing around. Mad, he needed to step his game up. But he wasn't winning when he was playing. That's the thing. Kirk Cousins is 36. He been around how long? And what has he done? What's his marks? Come on now. Please. I mean, I'm just keeping it 100. They got more excuses for him. It's not that good. Oh, okay. Don't everybody go to Pro Bowl on that? It's kind of like the NBA All Star. Ain't that like everybody? Okay. Okay. I guess I'm supposed to be impressed. Okay. I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about money time. Where's his NFC championship games at? I mean, I don't know his playoff record. And please don't come back and tell me he's got as many playoff wins as Baker Mayfield or half of Dak. I mean, for the money that cat got gotten paid, he's one of the kings of stat padding. I know he's stat pad. I said he's stat pad. Shoot, I don't look. All you what you said the first sentence is all I go by. I don't care about his numbers. Shoot, he ain't even. He's not Jared Goff level. But he got the complexion for the protection, so they didn't let him look like he's a stud. That's on them. I know there ain't much to him. I know that. I never been into that turkey no way, so I told you he got into it with my buddy some years ago. That was hilarious. They actually got into it. He called him out. I don't care for Mel Kiper because he's. That's why my buddy got into it with him. They got into some exchange because he didn't like the way he was going on about something. He do. That's why he gets the job he gets. You know, I don't pay that weasel no mind. But like I said, he just a head on the stick. What do you know? He all right. I respect him. I just don't really pay him a lot of mind because a lot of times they bought and paid for him. I saw that mess. I was laughing. He's trying to appeal to somebody because he's a curmudgeon. And what's happening is no one wants to bring him in as a coach. That's what he's doing. He's trying to appeal on TV like he got some personality. That's what he's trying to be one of the guys. He don't know what he's doing. See, the problem with that is that he's the wrong man because he's trying to appeal. Because Robert Kraft, you heard about what Kraft did, right? You heard what Kraft did, right? You heard about that, right? What Kraft did. Yep. And he probably told him. And see, the reason why I'm gonna do a video about that. The reason why that carries weight is because Arthur Banks, the cat that owns the Falcons, is a billionaire. And he told him, he says, Bill try to pimp your team and run everything. And so he ain't trying to let him get nothing because he knows how Bill was vindictive. He mad at him too. And I don't know. because he let a ring go out the door. I told you before. Successful people don't like no one to do stupid stuff. You can be, we can trust you, but you can't be stupid. And see, Bill was stupid and extra about Brady. That's the problem right there. Bill's trying to appeal. He's like a model. He's going down the runway. He's like at a pimp convention. He's trying to look good in that skirt. That's what's up. Cause ain't nobody trying to holler at him. See, that's what's up. I hate to say it like that because that don't sound nice, but that's kind of what it is. That's what Bill's on that runway. He sure did. And see, that's how I live by. If I got a team right and I got a top tier player and we let him go and he gets a ring, oh, you didn't commit it. I tell you like this. You can have an okay season, okay. You can make the playoffs, okay. You get second round, you get to third round or something like that, then I'm kind of like, you get to the show, I'm like, oh God. And if you win, I gotta have egg on my face. It's like when Shaq left the Lakers. No, good and well that that could have been like Babe Ruth leaving Boston to go to New York. You don't know when you're gonna get back. You just don't know if you're gonna get back. So I'm saying, told that man he's washed. Let him go. It's okay. And then you brought Cam Newton, and Cam was okay. Cam was better than the garbage they had. Okay. But then you stuck with mac and cheese and then stuck with Zappa. That mess? Oh, God. And then they had that other baldy quarterback who was there after Cam. They were stuck with the three-headed. Oh, they just was embarrassing. And that's where they're at. And so they had to go get another white boy they just drafted. So good luck with that. Oh yeah, that's been going on forever and a day because NFL loves. Why is NFL forgets? Why NFL stands for Negroes Forget Leadership? They love uh, Negroes feeling loved. That's what it stands for. It's a double-edged story. Negroes feeling loved because they always got those heartwarming stories, just like that Sandra Bullock movie, Big Black Buck. Bring him in to the NFL. We're gonna make you feel loved, and you eat your Wheaties and eat your Campbell's soup. Well, they love those projects because they go into the hood. It's that narrative. Bring you to the plantation and make you feel good. You'll never get to be a owner or a coach or nothing, but we'll make you feel loved here. Yeah, I know, I've heard them stories a lot. Because one of the stories that you speak of was O.J. Simpson, because he came from the projects in Frisco and he had rickets on his legs. That's the stories that they love. Yeah, I'm just saying. That's the stories they love. They do that in the NBA too. I like it too. I like it too. I just don't like it when they don't get no ownership when they don't get to take it, because I'm just saying in context of what you're saying. And I mean serious when I say this. OJ was one of those stories that was one of those stories about. If you must know, yeah, it is, it is. But it's sad how the NFL whiteballed him. That's why I can't take him seriously. That's why I say Negroes forget leadership because that's a great story, but they whiteballed that man. They ran him out the league. So while on one hand I can appreciate the heartwarming story, I can't appreciate what they did to that man. He should still be playing or having a blazer on or something. Yeah, that doesn't change anything. I mean, um, it doesn't mean anything. It's like the slave master. Doesn't mean nothing. See, this is why people don't understand why they wonder why black people talk about race in this country. They wonder why people are reluctant to deal with folk because this is the same old slave mindset. They want someone black like a rag doll, like to say we got one of you, and but they don't really want to acknowledge that. And that's the sad part of what his adoptive mother is about. She really ain't about much. I don't like it when people say, "Oh, your lives matter and all this, and we don't need to." Yes, you do, because he know how he identifies. Yeah, they do. They do. What's he ungrateful for? When he goes out in the streets, they not talk. They're not gonna get racially profiled. He did. When they go out in the streets, they're not gonna look at him funny going to a yeah. You know, he goes to Beverly Hills or goes get some jewelry. What you think gonna happen? He gonna go to a fancy restaurant. He ain't dressed and looking like they think he should look. What do you think's gonna happen? You know. See, when I do this live stream, I'm gonna talk like this because I don't usually do it in my regular videos because I haven't mentioned anything about Colin Kaepernick in a while. But I'm gonna bring it up here. What do you think's gonna happen? You know, you start making a certain amount of money. You go into these certain places. Oh yeah, we go in and appreciate you for bringing it up. For people who are looking at this through secondhand, or they're watching, or they're gonna look at the video later, I'm gonna tell it like this because we're gonna just be direct. You hear about black celebrities going into places all the time. You know, you got to wear a certain coat, or you got to, you go to a car dealership, how you address things, the behind the scenes things that people don't school you on. It's not just because you so and so that they just give you and say, oh, okay. Because a lot of times when you don't have credit, you have to have these agents or the leasing, what the team does in the neighborhood. See, people just assume because you so and so, yeah, you get your money and but you got your agents, you got your PR, you're working with the team, and they make you sign so many contracts. He ain't gonna bug dance to get old because he already. What people don't understand is this: they ran him out. He's still showing that he could still throw the ball. He still wants to play, but they ran him out. I don't think he will because he got ran out. How he gonna bug dance when they ran him out? He ain't stand outside ESPN talking about give me a blazer. I'll wear a blazer. Does this one fit? Let me give me a microphone. He's not standing outside doing that. And if he did, so what? They should give that man a blazer. They should put him on since he got paid to walk away. Just like my dude Raul. My dude Raul should get a job with the NBA. They pay black men to walk away. Let that be known. Let that be known. People out here who want to go in, that happened in 95 from Madu Raouf, 96, 97, and Colin Kaepernick, 2016, 2017. Let that sink in. 20 years apart of what they can do, white privilege society. And when people tell you, oh, get over it, and it's not this and it's not that, let that know that two majors did that. They did that. They did that. They were so chicken hearted that they don't respect freedom of speech. But not only that they don't respect freedom of speech, but they wanted to make an example out of two black players. And they did. And they hate Kaepernick as much as they hate OJ. What's up? So, what's happening? How you doing? Appreciate you. What's up? I don't know about no MAGA. Well, people do what they do. I mean, you got to deal with it. Sometime. Yeah, I saw that mess. I'm gonna give them another chance to see what they talking about. If they say anything stupid, it's got to go. But I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. No, it's really serious when I think about it. I mean, it's very serious. You gotta remember something. They took that man's career away. They be lucky I even waste my time watching NFL because I don't feel it quite the same as I once did. Okay, that's it. I'm done with that. Got time for nobody talking no trash, especially not saying nothing. Yeah, there's a part of me that I will be honest with you. I will admit this. When you asked me about draft days and stuff like this, and I thought what Kaepernick said about it being like a slave auction. I thought about what Dwayne Wade said about that too. That's one of the reasons why I don't go in depth with you. It's not because I'm ignoring you. When they both said those things, right? I don't look at the sports the same no more. Um, it hurt me with Raul getting ran out. It hurt me with Kaepernick getting ran out. People don't understand that you're a sports fan. You bleed that. You want the best competition. You want guys to live their full potential. And when guys get ran out like that, that is a racial scar. That is maddening. He wasn't ran out the same way. He was ran out because his game is not relevant. It's not relevant. I don't put him in the same situation as those guys. Those guys got ran out because of political beliefs. That was a whole different situation. Melo got to run up points. My Raul got ran out. Political. Big difference. Melo wasn't political. Not like that. And and the fact is, they try to do that to Kyrie Irving, which I did a video about that with Rachel Nichols. I don't like that kind of, oh, he's being good and give him a cookie and he's behaving himself crap. Bump all that. But will she say something today? I haven't watched it yet. I will. Well, what she say? She can't turn on him because the thing is this. Don't turn on him. You the ones up here slurping a team that is seventh, eighth seed, ninth seed, 10th seed playing tournament back to back. How you gonna turn on somebody and they got knocked out in the first round a couple years ago? Hey, don't turn on him. Y'all make him out like he's Captain Save a Superman, Captain Save a Season. Why turn? What she say? Turn on him how? I hate it when they think they're gonna act like they're gonna hold him accountable. Oh boy. I mean, why now? I mean, y'all spend all y'all time. Well, yeah, and Jimmy Butler getting old too. Mhm. I do my videos. I did the videos. I said that LeBron, Steph, Durant, Kawhi, end of an era. I did that already. I had put that out there. You seen it with your own eyes. And don't be long before I'll say that about Mr. Tatum. They flew around and let Miami beat that button. They don't get to the final this year and don't get deep. He gonna be a young old man. He gonna suffer from the Blake Griffin, Allen Iverson, Vince Carter syndrome if he don't get himself together. See, I tell it like I see it. I don't be sitting around here. I don't need to be like waiting to see. I see who gonna win, what they doing. Psh. What happened to Golden State? and having the Steph having the Tiger Woods. It's not so much that you're not still great, or well, in Tiger's case, he fell off, but he did win the Masters in 2019, so that wasn't long ago. It's that everybody caught up to what you did. So you're still a groundbreaker, but you're not like by yourself. And as far as LeBron, well, when you bring everybody to be on your team that's of a certain age, yeah, he can still win. He's still gonna compete on both, though. He's still young enough and talented enough to compete on both. It's just that, you might get a major here and there. You still might, but ain't no guarantee. He's not the dude he was 10, 15, 20 years ago. That's just a fact. And that's what LeBron is dealing with. He ain't the same dude. Actually, 10 years ago, he did get a gentleman's sweep by the Spurs. So it's actually deja vu. It is a lot of similarities. I might do a video about Denver and San Antonio. I might. Because there is some deja vu there. Mike Malone's got a lot of that pop style. If they get that bench, if they score a little bit more with a couple of them guys, I'd say that I could see that. But what I'm saying is, there's certain styles that LeBron doesn't do well against, and that's all. But Rachel Nichols ain't gonna turn on him for Anthony Davis. I love James Worthy as a player, but I don't really care what he got to say because he's been delusional, just like Magic's been delusional. Y'all been delusional. You sat here and boasted and bragged about a play-in tournament team who won a token Walmart banner on the wall, and somehow they were going to just turn it on and be great when they weren't great all year. I like how you do that. I don't trust the team that don't win no 50 games. And how? How do you propose that? You got to get rid of Reeves, D'Lo, probably Rue, and get Trae Young. And then you got to hope that there is, I don't know. I'm trying to think what realistic. You ain't come back from what? This ain't 04, and Denver ain't the Yankees. That ain't gonna happen. And besides, if you did, LeBron probably fall out and faint. He couldn't get out the second round, no way. You don't understand how much wind and exposure that they've given up in this series. They hate your coach. Darvin Ham is a dead man walking. He has a dagger in him. It's done. Anthony Davis went out and took shots. Did you hear what the exchange they had? They don't like the way the thing. Let me get Rick Pitino for you real quick. Come here, Rick. Hey, Ted. Kyrie Irving ain't coming through that door. J.R. Smith ain't coming through that door. Kevin Love ain't coming through that door. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Rick Pitino. Thank you. Did you hear that from Rick Pitino? Okay, thank you. Dude. You might win game. You ain't win them in Denver. It ain't gonna happen. There ain't no Draymond Green to act like a nut. And Denver don't play stupid ball. The worst thing that happened to you was last night that Aaron Gordon got going. That's like, because it means Michael Porter's coming up. Like, and he got going in the second half. I'm like, oh boy. And Jamal Murray still ain't had that game yet. Oh boy. I'm like, and you trying everything. You tried to slow the tempo down last night. You tried to play fast. You had a big lead. AD going off. LeBron go off. D'Lo went off. Reeves had a little off. And you can't turn it on. Gordon. Oh, yeah. But I like I said before in the video, like I told you, 10 years ago, he was more known for battling Trey Levine, Levine for the slam dunk contest. Now he's playing like a legit player. He got a ring. Dude, feeling it. I'm a firm believer if AD played with someone like Jokic, he would be top 6 in the world easily. Because he ain't cut to be by himself. I mean, you let LeBron take your manhood, I don't know. I'm just saying, keep it 100. You up there playing all soft and meek. You tell Darren Ham, look, if I don't get the ball, I'm going to quit. You could put anybody. Are you talking about in Miami? Body play with Jokic. Denver, you play with the Joker. You can't help but look great. Man, because Aaron Gordon looks good right now. Shoot, I'm watching him. The only problem with Bam, and Bam plays hard. I love the way Bam play, and he would be a good fit. It's just that Aaron Gordon's got a big boy size, and Aaron Gordon plays big boy, and he got inside out, and he can do stuff. Bam is versatile. Bam has to play off of what he's got, so he plays over his, he overachieves. I don't think I would tweak it if I was Denver. If I had to, I wouldn't. Mm-mm. Aaron Gordon's a great fit. But I'm saying anybody could play with Jokic. What I'm saying, Bam played with Jokic. Oh yeah, yeah, come on now. His numbers would go up because the problem with Miami with Tyler Hero and Butler, Bam is not going to get those kind of shots. He's got to work. He can get 12 to 15 points in his rebounds. He can't get that 20 to 24. That's the difference. That's the difference between being what we call the old man style of double double, and then the modern era double double. Yeah, if he played with someone like Jokic, he'd average 22 and probably 15. Whereas in Miami, he's a cut 15 to 18 and his boards. It's a difference. But Aaron Gordon's just a great fit because he runs the floor. He got an outside shot. He can go in. And it's a great look. And then if he starts working on his assist game, watch out. I'm telling you, their front court is underrated. They win another ring. I'll do a video about how they stack up against the Spurs big front and how they stack up against the Celtics big front because I think it'll merit that with 2 chips. I think they'll definitely be in special company because they are the new era. They're the ones who ushered out Golden State. You play too small against Denver, you get squashed. That's what happened. It's not that Steph ain't Steph no more. It's just that that's the way it is. And then you got a guy like Jokic who can shoot that 3. So you saw what happened when they played Golden State and he hit that glass and went home, hit that bank shot, beat Golden State at the buzzer. That's the problem in Golden State. For this is a bigger version of you. And, because he's trying to get his pad on. He ain't trying to get no one fed. And the problem that he runs into is that they know they're going to wear him down. He is trying to play hero ball. Yeah, see, when I was trying to tell you, and you were laughing at me, I said the problem with he goes against a team like this is that they drain him. He doesn't have the like Shaq said, 39 ain't 29. He don't have the ability. First of all, he's not that type of a 3-point shooter. That's not the reason why he's done. So I'm gonna tell you, this is why I'm gonna shut up Little Wayne. We're gonna do this here. Let me go on buckle on Little Wayne. Anybody who's listening who's a Laker fan, stop using a if he I don't know if you noticed my Jokic video when I said that Jokic is a better version of LeBron James, and that's what's cut out. If you are the all around player you pretend to be and you claim to be, then you can beat me with assists. You can beat me with rebounds. You can beat me with steals. You can beat me with block shots. You can beat me with hustle points. The reason why LeBron James is so tired is because of two things. When he plays against Denver, he either goes fast like he did game 4 last year and tries to score 30, 40 points and leaves his teammates behind. Or now he tries to pace himself because he can't make his shots with consistency. So he's stuck at 14, 15 points through 3 quarters of 20, and he scores a token 10, 12 points. Some of it is, half of it is legit, and the other half is token. The problem is that it hurts the rhythm and cadence because the team doesn't run and gel with him style wise. Now they need him for his size to maneuver and to get up and go in and Jokic and to try to fluster them and Portis and them to come towards him because he's got to give up that. But they're missing out on easy transition where they can pace themselves. And then they are not a 3-point shooting team. So he's shooting up a bunch of bricks. AD's trying to shoot some bricks. And then they get into this lull. And the lull is because they don't have a scorer or a facilitator at guard that can pace the team. To be honest with you, if they could get Mark Jackson from his podcast to play point guard right now, they might be okay. They get beat, but they be credible. They don't have a point guard. And they don't have a knockdown shooter. If they're not too young, I don't think they're the threat to Denver, though. To me, the threat to Denver is Minnesota. If they beat Phoenix like I think they're supposed to. That's who I see as more of a threat. I think OKC may be a year or two off, like a year off. I still think they're kind of green. I'm not getting excited because they beat New Orleans because I'm going to be real with you. If Zion was playing, I think that series goes 6 or 7. I'm not so quite. I like Shea. I like what they got. And I would agree with you a year from now. I just don't quite see it this year. But they can prove me wrong. But I'd be more inclined to bet the Timberwolves than I would OKC because of the size. I think you got to have some butt in the glass, and you got to have inside out to mess with Denver. And I don't think OKC got enough booty in the glass to mess with the Nuggets right now. I just don't. Chad's a nice fresh cat, but I don't think that's enough to beat Denver. I just don't. I think Denver can beat them. Aaron Gordon, Portis Jr. can take them out. I just think they got a better shooter. I think OKC is missing a shooter and a bench cat. With a couple pieces like that, I think they could be more scarier. Well, I've been said that. I said that before the series started. I thought that was the worst matchup they could get. I didn't agree with this one. Oh, yeah, that man, the only thing that hurts him is what? They got no chips. And they've only gotten one finals. But as far as drafting people, do you know how many Hall of Famers or guys that I mean, and I say Durant, Westbrook, and James Harden. And Shea's got a chance to be. I mean, you look at the draft, the moves they make. I mean, they just don't have the resume to cash it out. That's the only problem. I will say this though, OKC, Minnesota is all I saw. I told you the 4 teams I thought the teams could come up. The better teams are the better teams in the West. That's the difference. Denver, OKC, Minnesota, and Dallas to me are legit. And the other teams are old or soft. New Orleans is soft. The Clippers depends on what side it is, but if they get beat by Dallas, I'm gonna put them in the same pile with the Lakers and with Phoenix and Golden State and all that. You just old. So we're gonna see. But yeah, Sam Presti is the truth. He's the truth. They don't even have to go for no superstars. They can build with what they got. Because they don't have to go after and get nobody. They have enough the way they draft. They always draft good. So I like what they got. I like what they got. But if they can go and pick up a guy that can be get a straight score bench, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll say it like this: if they hang on to Shea, Chad, and the core of and the McDaniel, I mean not McDaniel. That's what Minnesota McDaniel, but McDaniel from Minnesota. If they hang on to the core of what they got, that's a team that could be sitting pretty for years to come. You know, because the NBA's changed. Let me tell you that now. You seen these young teams? I'm kid you not. I don't know what's going to happen to your Lakers, especially if these young teams are consistent, like OKC, Minnesota, and Denver can run the table for 2 or 3 more years. Because I think Denver's got like at least a 3 more year window. They win this year, they got definitely a chance to get 3 rings out of it. So they win this year, they definitely got a chance to get another ring or two of it. So I don't know what to say about your Lakers. Unless y'all can make a crazy move and catch, um, you know, y'all have to do something crazy drastic. Really drastic. And I'm not buying it with Anthony Davis as being it, but I'm just saying that's the only way I'm looking at it. You know. So he's not the guy you want coming to LA. I mean, if you acting nutty in Memphis, oh God, coming to LA, you get strung out. I know one thing though, you might could get him because I'm gonna tell you why. He gonna be looking like what I told you about that old 25. He's got to look at Shea. You've seen the Five Heartbeats, right? You've seen the Five Heartbeats, the movie, right? Okay, it's the Five Heartbeats. Robert Townsend. You can look it up on YouTube. The character Eddie King, and so Eddie King got replaced by the singer, and he was singing "Nights Like This." I wish that raindrops would fall, and he was drugged out. And then he told the guy who replaced him, who was singing it, he said, "I was you. You were me." What's up, Tommy? What's up, man? The I'm doing all right. What's up? I'm just gonna do this skit real quick. What's happening, Tommy? What's happening, man? The part I'm trying to say, if you see that highlight about Eddie King, John Morant's gonna be saying that to Shay. He said, "You were, I was you." See, when you make mistakes and you get old and something happens and you don't finish and time is away, that's OKC is Memphis now. Memphis was OKC last year. See how that go? You get old quick. Fool around and play around and don't take it serious. But Popovich would put a foot in his behind if he acted nutty. I'll tell you that now. He wouldn't mess that up. He wouldn't mess that up. And that, I'm gonna tell you like this so that you mention it like that. I don't want John Morant to be just used as a pinata bait. But if John Morant gets that Kyrie Irving treatment, that was what'll happen. I would think that he can still stick it out in Memphis a while longer. Not saying that I wouldn't, him and Wemby wouldn't be good, but I don't want him to get the Kyrie treatment either. We'll see how it turns out. I hope he don't get the Derrick Rose treatment. See, if you make mistakes or if you get hurt or something happens, they can forget about you. We talking basketball, yeah, yeah. Well, no, we can talk about whatever you want, Tommy. Just feel free. You know, we open forum to anything. We covers basketball, football, baseball, movies, music, politics. Where you want to hit on, hit on. Yeah, he's running that farm team. And the funny thing about it is these guys are. Oh, so Frank. Yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, you talking about yeah, I saw him recently. Donahue. Yeah, he talked about him. Point shaving. They do that every night. Just regular around the way. I did like junior. My grandma didn't want me to play in high school. I had the high school coach ask me if I wanted to play tight end back then. True story. But I did like just like up in grade school. Yeah, so Donahue talked about it. He said he collaborated with Gilbert Arenas, was talking about how um they told him what the referees wanted Kobe to score a certain amount of points, you know. So it's nothing new. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Frank. Welcome. I appreciate you. Thank you. I keep it calm and easy. Um, and glad to have you. It's nothing new. Point shavings, fixing, throne games. It's been since forever and a day. It's and they still doing it. It's because I was reading. I did a video about that college quarterback. I did the video. I can't think his name now. He talked about the mob came down to where he was and told him to throw some games in the SEC. Yeah. So when you got to understand something. We have Vegas is in on sports gambling. It's known. Why wouldn't there still be fixes going on? There's $1 billion industry. And referees are human too, believe it or not. So, you know, um, it's politics. That's what's up. But anyway, Donahue was a smart dude. He got into it with the runners, and that's all that was. Thank you. Oh, yes, they do. But the problem with that is that they can trace you back. That's probably what got Jonte Porter in trouble. The cats be doing all kinds of things. They be into all kinds of things. And it goes on like that. That's what's up. They be telling people they play in the stock market and they betting on the horses. Yeah, that's what Kevin Durant does, burn a phone. Yeah, so he got drafted by the Chargers, and I think he was fluid sexually. I think he had something going on, and they didn't really want to go into that. I think that's what happened with him. Yeah, but see, something was kind of off with him too. If you remember, something was off with him. And his NFL career didn't last that long, and I don't know if it was because of that. I just felt something was a bit off. Appreciate that. Well, yeah, we just go into conversation. We don't, I keep it smooth. I ain't no stress, no tension. People got long days or short days or however your day go through. I just come in here and I just keep it like we just, you know, yeah. He Teo is his name, Teo. And he was pretty good in college. I remember that. But I wondered why they made a big deal about his story. I didn't quite get that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I heard about all the people there and everything. I'm sure Lions fans was talking trash. They think they ain't on it. The Donald Dan Campbell. Well, the one thing they got going for them, they should have gone to a Super Bowl, so they'll feel pretty good about themselves. Pat them on the head and give them a cookie. You know it's true. You know it's true. I heard about it in Detroit and I thought, uh-huh. I'll see how they gonna act, you know. They think they right now they gotta feel like they on the cusp of something. I hope they're not cursed. I hope Dan Campbell didn't mess them up. As a football fan, because they should have gone to the Super Bowl. You know, and you know one thing about the sports that I've noticed, you mess up something that could haunt you for a while. Times you don't get back there, so just saying. Yeah, but yeah. Well, let me tell you something. You got the little part right. Oh Lord, if I'm thinking the last time y'all seen something, there wasn't even a thing called AOL. Last time y'all was something in Detroit in football, MC Hammer's parachute pants was everywhere. I mean, come on. Vanilla Ice had a career. I mean, yeah. I mean, you guys sit there and scratch your head. That's why I look at Dan Campbell crazily. I'm like, do you realize how long it's been? And it could happen again. Because aside from Eddie Murphy wearing that Lions jacket and Beverly Hills Cop and Barry Sanders and Megatron, no one's been talking about the Lions. I remember. I remember when Robert Forshey and Wayne Fontes was their coach. And why they fired Wayne Fontes, I still don't know because he's one of the best coaches they ever had. All right now. Yeah, what's happening? How you doing? It was good to see you. We'll see you. Yeah, I went to a game back in the day. I seen it live. Mm-hmm. It's a different atmosphere than what you see on TV because you see guys in their sizes and their movements. Mm-hmm. It's a big difference. I remember when the first time I went to a basketball game because I remember thinking, right on, how you doing now? Appreciate you. Well, when I saw Dr. J on TV and I told him before, I said, he sure is short, but that's because they're on TV. When you see cats live, you see the movement and, oh yeah. Well, college football games are fun if you're on the right side. If you're on the right side of it. Meaning that if your team, high school games are fun when it's like battle of the bands. You see, it depends. So what you into. I went to high school games and it was battle of the bands. That was fun. He's short by NBA standards. He's short by NBA standards because as a guard, I mean, you know, he was shorter than Oscar Robertson. He's 2 inches taller than Isaiah Thomas, maybe three. He's short by comparison to what they got guys today playing as. But because he shoots so quickly, you know. I think his underrated skill is basically how the team responds to him. I think that's one of the most things that's glowing. They like in concert with him. They really respect and feed off of what he does. You know, there's a real respect there. Yeah, no, brag about it. I mean, it's great that you got a chance to go see all those teams play. And I mean, if you catch any of those teams being great, that's even better. I mean, especially when, it depends on what era we're talking about. Yeah, it's always good to see if you could get to go and if you can afford it and the experience is good and the people are polite and not acting funny. So, no, it's no brag. That's great. Costs a lot of money to go too. That's what's been said. Um, you know, I mean, it all depends on how you look at it. It all depends on how you look at it. I don't think it's what's ruined basketball. I think what ruined the NBA is that the NBA has a commissioner who wants things to be a certain way. How about letting guys actually play the way they supposed to play and you don't legislate European basketball? How about letting guys actually be their size and play a position and you don't dictate how they play? How about guys that because they 7 foot and they can shoot outside that they doesn't be mandatory they have to make 2 or 3 3 pointers just to get run? That's what I said. Nobody wants to experience a Utah crowd. That's not worth seeing. Because first of all, Utah sucks. He sure wouldn't. He wouldn't. He would market LeBron a certain way, and he definitely liked him, but he wouldn't let him run over stuff. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Because it sends a bad message. And you know. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was all in the office. He was there, you know. Silver's got some stern in him. He's not getting totally ran over. They still racist as all get out. Don't get it twisted, because there ain't been a plethora of black general managers and ownership. So don't get it twisted. And don't get it twisted. These guys are getting paid to do what they want. It's a players' league. When the pandemic was around, they had to do the 2021 All Star game. LeBron wasn't a fan of that. They still have to adhere to what the man wants. So it's not like they're in the clear. They still do what they want to be done, how they want to be done. They put off this facade like they're so pro player and do this and that, but they don't go and they saw it happen with Kyrie Irving. And you tell me how much it's a pro player league with that. I tell someone get out of my face with that mess. If they was pro player league, there you go. The only reason, yeah, they all support one another. I mean, it's politics. Whoever's the money maker. Let me get this. This is why I call it a plantation, why it's professional sports. And William Rhodes, who wrote the book about the $40 million plantation, the slave, wrote a book about it long ago. It's what time is talking about. They only go where the money go. They don't have no allegiance, but as long as you're making the money, that's all. He moved away from Jordan because when Phil Jackson went to the Lakers with Shaq and Kobe, and he saw the stars. And that's why that man 20 years ago said, I had my way be LA versus LA. Of course, he wanted LeBron against Kobe. He wanted to make the most money. It's a plantation mindset. It always is. Um, I don't really have a problem with. I know why LeBron didn't do the dunk contest. I know why he didn't. I think in part because he didn't want to be seen as limited as an athlete or as a player. If he hadn't won anything, then that's all he would have probably had for his case. And see, he wanted to not be seen as a certain way. That's the one reason, the only reason why it makes sense to me why he never did it. He may not have won it though. LeBron wasn't gonna play with Kobe though. But Kobe was retired. They had it done in a way where it was maneuvered that way. I don't know if LeBron would have won the dunk contest. I mean, he made some great in dunk contests. I don't know if he would have won though. We'll never know. Well, what Stern did is that what's happening now. What Stern did though is as I say this from time to time, as I've told Ted, the best and worst thing to happen to basketball was the 92 Dream Team. Because when they smashed overseas cats, Stern almost took it felt bad. And then it's like he had a green light, like I gotta make this work. So that worked actually in a flip. His underrated skill is the fact that he was able to sell black players worldwide and then bring foreign players and sell it even more. That's his underrated skill, communication. That's his genius. He sold the game. 40 years ago when Michael Jordan, he the timing and everything. That's Stern's genius right there. That's the only thing I give him credit for. It was so racist that they didn't think they could sell black players, and he sold it in a way. No, buddy cop, no lethal weapon buddy thing. He sold a black player as a superstar, and that was a big thing. He was able to make the game marketable. He was able to make it where it was a worldwide event. So I give him that due because it used to be on tape delay. I remember watching the finals on tape delay. Stern took it from a day afternoon games to prime time. Made it must see TV. So that's his strengths. You know, I mean, instead have cared for him, but he knew how to market the game. The man was a marketing genius, and he hit in a real way. No other commissioner hits like him. Goodell doesn't. The NFL is like flawed as all get out, and it pretty much runs itself. I wouldn't call him that because he got um Donald Sterling ran up out there, and he got Phoenix Suns owner ran up out there. I wouldn't say that. And he got Porter just got some ban for life. I don't think he rests on anything because he started this in tournament thing this year. I don't think no, he's not a one dimensional cat. There are things that they're tweaking left and right. I don't agree with it, and I don't like the way his NBA is ran. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I told you about the logos. They don't mean nothing because the New York Jets owner, Giants owner, was still at the Trump rally. The Miami Dolphins owner was at the rally too for Trump. Well, I'll be honest with you. I'll say before that, Dr. J was the turning point of the NBA. I did a video about that. You want to check it out. I said Dr. J was even more important than Magic and Bird and Jordan because he brought the real Showtime to the NBA with the ABA. He brought the real balance, and they held it against him because they didn't market black play. He had his own shoe. He had his own movie before Stern, back when Larry O'Brien was running it. Dr. J and that afro and everything. He got older, he cut the fro down, he smoothed himself out. He still was a top flight player a few years. And he won the ring. And remember, he won before Stern got there in 84. So Stern couldn't really market him and he was older. Dr. J was the blueprint to Michael Jordan. Magic and Bird were the way they wanted to market it from LA and Boston. So that was a political maneuver. And I get all that. But Dr. J gets left out of that history. But if you really do the history, they don't go where they are. Oh, yeah. They grew up wanting to be like Dr. J. But see, the thing about it is he's the one that saved the NBA by himself by coming from the ABA. See, it goes to show you that you can have a rival sports league and shake them up. That they will never give Dr. J his due. Because they'll sell you on Magic and Bird. And that's true. They brought teams of the past that were dynasties back. That's a fact. And Michael Jordan came along with the shoes and his flight. But think about it. Dr. J was the springboard from a rival league that made it possible. That doesn't get talked about. His game scared him. His game scared him. They didn't want to admit they thought that was street ball and they were scared about, but they had to roll with the punches. You know, like sometimes, take for instance, some of these stores and chains, they're like, we don't like that hip hop music, but it made money. Had to bring them in. The demand was too strong. Dr. J was too strong. The ABA was bringing in the bucks, and people wanted to see that style of basketball. That's what happened. See, for all the and-ones and everything you see with street ball, Dr. J was doing that 40, 50 years ago. 50 years ago. But because the NBA was so lily white and so set in their ways, that's why he went to the rival league. He could make money and he could start and he could play the way he played. That's what happened. Plan A don't work, you go to plan B. That's the part they'll never tell you about with Dr. J. See. And they romanticize what they want to. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people got this assumption and downplay his significance. They don't have no NBA without him though. He's just as important and maybe arguably more important than Magic, Bird, and Jordan combined when you think that he came from a rival league. They came from colleges. He was doing it in live in color. They had to break a whole league to get them to come to the NBA. That's how big it was. Because nobody was watching cocaine induced cats playing ball. And remember, Dr. J in the finals for Philly went up against the Portland Trailblazers. That's back when Bill Walton was the dude. Remember, Walton had knocked out Kareem. Remember that. So that's the part they don't talk about. who that is. So, anyway. All right. Anyway, I don't see nobody coming through. Let me see if anybody's on here. Anyway, I think people done called off. I'm gonna call it a night. Appreciate everybody. No, he had to retire. I got a couple minutes before I go. I'll be on for a couple more minutes. He had to retire because they were gonna trade him to the Clippers. This was in '87. He started getting booed by the Philadelphia 76er fans, and they he was he got old. He was done by the time, and that's why they brought out the chair and the retirement tour. He wore, they were there was the rumors they were going to trade him to the Clippers. So he was forced into it. I don't know if he had anything left in the tank at all, but I know that was the rumor going around. So he kind of got his hand dealt with that. And he had, that ain't no breaking news. I mean, I'm glad he got a job. That's a PR move right there, though. Jawan's a good assistant, but they don't let him be no coach no more, not no head coach. But, glad for him. I mean, at least he got him a job. But Brooklyn's a mess, though. They a mess. But if he wants to work for that owner, more power to him. That's a job. So, but anyway, Dr. J was forced out. I mean, it wasn't good. Andrew Toney was hurt. Moses was old. Barkley was fresh, but those guys were old when Doc got there. That's in the era where he couldn't carry him no more. So that's what happened. And he had given up his body at that time, so that's what's up. Appreciate that, Ted, and everything. Appreciate the words, comments, and everything. Glad everybody stopped through. Glad to see everybody came through. Stay warm, stay blessed, stay safe. Always appreciate everyone's contribution. And thank you again. And looking forward to, God willing, I'll come back another day. We do it again. Stay up. Right on. Peace. The best. I'm out.